thing I'm realizing about college football, y'all hype the shit out of everything, bro. If a maggot touch grass, that maggot gonna be the greatest quarterback coach of all time. Bill Belichick ain't showed us nothing in years. But by the time he went to UNC, UNC was ready to claim victory, national championship, everything.
So, Dak Prescott, man, you're playing your ass off. If I had an MVP vote, you would get mine right now. I just want you to know that. And I will give everybody their credit when they deserve it. And I'm that type of guy. And you deserve your flowers for your week 1, week 2 performance. Don't make me regret this shit. Please don't. Please don't. If you make me regret this shit, Dak Prescott, I'm never gonna give it to you again. So don't make me regret. Worse, the Colts handling of Andrew Luck or the Bengals handling of Joe Burrow? What's worse at this point? What's season 1? If they was getting Andrew Luck blasted.
Yeah.
Part of Andrew Luck fall, he was holding the ball, but they was getting his ass blasted. So which was worse?
It's still up there with Andrew Luck. I mean, they say history repeats itself.
Yeah.
And boy, is it repeating itself now. Because another generation talent, like you said, we gotta stop saying that word. We gotta come with a new word, DC. We can't keep saying generation talent. But another great quarterback career is being wasted. And dang, that's a good comparison because this is an Andrew Luck-esque situation. They surrounded Andrew Luck with crap, and they booed him when he retired mid-game in the preseason because he had another season-ending injury.
I've owned Devonta Smith in fantasy leagues multiple years. Bro, don't hit the projections. He don't hit that shit. I don't know how he be getting 1,000 yards at this point. I don't even understand. I don't even understand how he be getting that. So, they got him at 51.5 receiving yards against the Rams. Rams ain't really got no corners that I just highly recommend for anybody. But still, I know for a fact Devonta Smith not gonna hit that shit unless he get one deep pass. And then Puka Nacua, CeeDee Lamb gave the Eagles that work.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb gave the Eagles that work. McVay.
We not taking that. Back, huddle buddies. How y'all like that name? Dak is a winner. Season 1.
You're listening to the Bring the House podcast, episode 3. And today we're diving into the hottest headlines around the NFL and college football, from Daniel Jones and the 0-2 Chiefs to whether Coach Prime can keep the magic alive, and even a little fantasy talk. We've got it all covered.
Plus, later in the show, we're taking a deep dive into the Dolphins' future, Bobby Slowik, and if we're throwing around the term generational talent too loosely for these young and up-and-coming college quarterbacks.
So buckle up. This one's loaded. Let's get right into it. Absolutely. Not only do very few teams ever make the playoffs after going 0-2, but an 0-3 start for the Dolphins would be absolutely insane. Miami would be on fire. This is the schedule makers didn't do them any favors with their week 3 matchup. To go 0-2 and then have to play the Bills, which is almost a guaranteed certified loss, it's not looking good in Miami.
Yeah, DT, I totally agree with you. Mike McDaniels is done. Cooked, finito, al dente. I don't even know what that means, but he is cooked, guys. He was on the hot seat, and he is gone after the season. The same with Tyreek Hill. He's getting traded. And Tua, I'm sorry, Tua, but you may be a career backup after this if you can stay healthy. So the Dolphins are done after this game. Ooh, look at Huddle Buddies. Anthony Richardson is done. The Colts are now 2-0 with their new future quarterback, Daniel Jones. And that is why they are my most impressive 2-0 team. Who would have thought that the Indianapolis Colts, after Peyton Manning, after Andrew Luck, can do it with the kid from Duke, Daniel Jones. And he's actually making that receiving core look like the top receiving core that they are. That is my most impressive team that is 2-0 in the NFL. DT, who is your most impressive team that is 2-0 in the NFL?
I got to take the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh is making Justin Herbert look phenomenal, right? He just look at the Chiefs game. He went 25 for 34, 318 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the most important part, no interceptions. He's looking like an all-pro quarterback, a guy that's really in the MVP conversation between him, Dak, and maybe one or two other guys. We'll talk about that later. And then they even got Quentin Johnson rolling. That's impressive. That's probably the most impressive thing they've done. In the Chiefs game, Quentin Johnson had 5 catches, 79 yards, not 1, but 2 touchdowns. Now that's performance. Now I would like to see them get a little bit more from Amari and Hampton. That's just me. He's on my fantasy team. I went with the rookie running back. I'm not really getting what I'm paying for, but that's the only gripe I have. Their defense is playing well. Their offense is rolling and getting the key first downs and moving the sticks at the right times. So for me, the Chargers are the most impressive 2-0 team.
On the flip side of that, DT, who is the most surprising 0-2 team for you?
For me, it's the Dolphins. I mean, just look at the 2 teams they lost to. They lost to the Colts 33-8, and then they lost to the Patriots 33-27. And get this, the Patriots haven't beat them in Miami since 2019. Damn. And it's not looking good for them. They got the Bills next, and then after that, another game with the fighting Jets. And I mean, I don't know what to say about them. It's not looking good. And I didn't think that they would. I mean, if you give them, if in the preseason, if everybody says, hey, we got Colts week 1, Patriots week 2, those are 2 winnable games for the Miami Dolphins, who consider themselves a possible playoff team. And particularly in the Colts game, they got flat out embarrassed. And so, hey, they're the most surprising 0-2 team.
I agree with that there, DT. But my most surprising 0-2 team is actually the Houston Texans. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, how the fall from grace has been cataloged and has been detailed. Last summer, after they made all of those acquisitions in free agency, who would have thought that coming up now, a year later, they will be 0-2 after having the season they had last year as well? DT, my hair may be a little wild, but I think it's time we bring back the Oilers, because the Texans are also picked.
I might have to agree with you. I can't say much more. I think, and we're gonna discuss this in the show, might have been a mistake to let Bobby Slowik walk out the door. So Marshon, like we discussed, we're sitting here. Colts are now 2-0. Daniel Jones has looked impressive in 2 straight starts. He has a tougher matchup this coming week with the Tennessee Titans. They've picked off each quarterback they've played against thus far. And so, where are you with Daniel Jones? Do you believe in him yet? Does he need to show you a little more? Has he been lucky? What do you think?
Guys, I know I said they are most impressive, or my most impressive 2-0 team, but I would be remiss to tell you that he didn't do this 2 years ago, or however long it was ago.
He's been in the league 7 years.
7 years, oh my. Oh my. But I would be remiss to say that he didn't do this already before with the Giants when he got his first big contract. So, do I think that this is sustainable? No. But as of right now, Danny Dimes is the hottest quarterback in the league. So, with that being said, I think he continues it on throughout the season, bringing the Colts to the playoffs, triumphs over the AFC South. Sorry, Texans fans. And goes to the playoffs and loses in the first round, gets paid big, and then is back to the regularly scheduled show with Daniel Jones from last year and year before Giants next year. So, I think he keep it up, DT. but I don't think this is a long term thing or a long term solution. What do you think, DT?
I feel good about it. I feel good about his performance. Like you said, you got a little bit of hesitancy with if it's sustainable because we've seen 6 years, including this year would be the seventh year, I believe. But we've seen 6 years of Daniel Jones in live, in person, and in action, and it's been lackluster. It's been it's been what it has been, and I think that ultimately everybody will regress to their mean, but also everybody deserves a second or third chance, and this could be the time, the moment in Daniel Jones' career where he's found somewhere where he can be successful. I think by like week 7 or 8, we'll know the answer for sure on that. We'll know the answer for sure on that. Week 7 to 8, what the feeling around Daniel Jones is. But I got a quick follow-up question for you. On
Okay.
my fantasy team, I got Jalen Hurts and Daniel Jones. I picked up Daniel Jones late when he started getting hot. With how Jalen Hurts is looking, would you consider at this moment in time starting Daniel Jones over Jalen Hurts in fantasy?
I like how you snuck that in there because you are talking to the 2-0 team in our league. But as far as quarterbacking goes, Daniel Jones does look better than Jalen Hurts as of now. And it's not a product of Daniel Jones being better than Jalen Hurts, but it's a product of how good the Eagles' run game has been. And their defense as well, I'm sorry. But has been. And the Eagles can win without that heavy passing attack, even though they got one of the best wide receiver duos in the league, probably top 5, if you ask me. And they can win games without it. But I will warn you that they do have a diva in AJ Brown. And when he doesn't get fed, things may get ugly. So that may turn around quickly. But for right now, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going with Daniel Jones.
I can agree with that. I agree. It'll be hard to press those buttons, but I can pick that up. Because like you said, man, they're gonna have to start feeding AJ Brown at some point before he start reading books again on the sideline. But keeping it in the AFC South, the Texans, Bobby Slowik, the Texans offense, CJ Stroud's development. Where are you on the production of the Houston Texans offense? Do you think it was a mistake to let Bobby Slowik go?
I do, BT. I really do. I just think they pulled the trigger a little too early, before everything can all play out and before Bobby Slowik can adjust. One thing about a good coach is a good coach is going to adjust, i.e., not Mike McDaniels. But a good coach is going to adjust. Bobby Slowik could have adjusted his offense in order to go ahead and not only bring the Texans back to the high-powered Texans they were when C.J. Stroud was a rookie, but bring the Texans back to maybe even one of the best offenses in the NFL like they were when they had Matt Schaub, Arian Foster, and even Otter Johnson on the edge. So I do think they pulled the trigger a little early. I do think Bobby Slowik is a phenomenal coach. I would have said generational, but like you said, we've been throwing that word around a little too loosely, and not just with college quarterbacks, but with everybody. Just like the generational coach in Mike McDaniels. So, and I know I keep bringing the Dolphins, but man, y'all in trouble. DT, what are your thoughts on the Texans losing a great coach in Bobby Slowik, or do you even think it was a good move for them?
I don't think it was a good move, and like you said, I think the key piece of it is that it was too soon to do that, and especially when I think their new offensive coordinator is like a first year play caller, and it's really really showing right now that this is his first time really doing this, and it's the first time for everybody. Everybody grows into their role, hopefully, but when the continuity and the flow that's been lost by removing Bobby Slowik and adding, I think his name is Casey. I can't remember exactly. But to do that at this time, they're supposed to be they're supposed to be a contender, right? They
Mm-hmm.
made all these moves not just to make the playoffs, but win a couple playoff games. And it's not the time for the new offensive coordinator to be learning the ropes of how to call plays and how to work guys open and set defenses up. It's not the time for him to be learning how to do that at the NFL level. This is a ready to win now team. They have a ready to win now quarterback. They're ready to win now defense, and their offense and the scheme of the offense is really setting them back.
I agree. Nick Caley, that's his name. Nick Caley has a lot of work to do. I don't like that they chose a first-year play caller. Maybe if this was CJ's first year, they could have grew together, and that could have been a great thing. But yes, they let go of Bobby Slowik a little too early, and I don't know what the Texans could do to go ahead and make this right unless they. And yeah, I don't know. I was about to say, have you ever heard of a team picking up an offensive coordinator mid-season and changing things around?
No, but a lot of guys get fired and a new play caller comes in, or not a new play caller, but somebody gets promoted, like a position coach or something like that. So
yeah.
maybe, but is that guy going to be a first-time play caller too? Probably. So we'd be in the same boat you are now.
Yeah, I think this is a year that the Texans learn, and hopefully they get better, and hopefully DeMeco Ryans get to keep his job because it may get a little scary for him too.
Man. He's a hell of a coach. Like we said, I think on the last show, man, it's just hard for at this point, whether you're an offensive coach or a defensive minded head coach, it's hard for you to get that guy you could trust on the other side of the ball. It's very hard. And I thought that he had that with Bobby Slowik, even with the struggles. Like Bobby Slowik was a guy you could trust to call plays.
Exactly.
Right. And as good as the Texans defense looks, it's going to be hard for him to keep his job if the expectation is AFC Championship or Super Bowl. But at this point, we're not sure if y'all going to make the playoffs, especially with how the Colts look. So, I mean, you could put yourself in a bind.
I agree. Yeah. Excuse me. It's a tough situation for DeMeco. I do hope he comes through, and I hope they go ahead and get to hit the restart button when it comes to their offensive coaching next year. It makes you realize there's a difference between the pros and the amateurs. The end of the Notre Dame and Texas A&M game. They got a grave call, DT. What do you think of that? What are your thoughts?
I think at a certain point you want the players to play and the referees to stay out of it, especially with the money on the table and the game on the line. But you got to call that holding, bro. You got to call that holding. That call, it was like it wasn't necessarily in open field, but it happened. The holding call, I think it was on the right guard, was in a space where it was live and out, like away from the scrum of the front seven and the offensive line. And so it was clear and present, even from the broadcast angle, that the guard is tackling this rusher, flat out tackling him, like on the ground, tripping him up, tackling him. And for that not to get called, man, I feel for Notre Dame. Notre Dame's now starting the season 0-2. And in college football specifically, it's a death sentence in the NFL, but in college football, that's a immediate death sentence, especially with them not having any conference championship game they can play in.
Yeah.
And then they have a kind of a relatively weak schedule to go on the rest of the way. That it's just a tough way for them to go out. They lost their game at home. And A&M, they look competitive, but they still got to beat Texas. So do you really think Texas can be a school that's going to make, or Texas A&M, can be a school that's going to make the playoff? So then if Texas A&M is not going to make the playoff, what does that say about Notre Dame that they lost to a non-playoff team at home?
Yeah, no, that's a tough one.
So it's looking rough for them. I don't know if they can overcome this 0-2 start. And for that reason alone, that's a call they got to get. They have to get that call. Refs they blew the game, essentially, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree. Sad to see them go out. Like you said, to the NFL, we've seen people make the playoffs at 8-8, so it isn't the end of the world. Into college football, we've seen teams miss the playoffs for less. College football is a hard sport. It's a very hard sport. It's less games. And like you said, a lot of the schedule for Notre Dame, since they're independent, cupcakes. It's a lot of cupcake games. So they needed this one. They really, really needed this one. And to go from the college football champion to not making the playoffs will be a horrific upset, but I can definitely see it. So definitely feel sorry for them. They needed that call. They didn't get it. Hey, that's why my father always said, you never leave it up to the refs. Never.
And just to piggyback, the rest of their schedule is Purdue, Arkansas, Boise State, NC State, USC, Boston College, Navy, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, and Stanford. All those teams are not good, except for Arkansas and USC, who's currently ranked 25 in the country, but they probably won't be nowhere near the top 12 by the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely middle of the pack teams.
So that's the rest of their schedule. And so, like, Miami, who's ranked 4th, and Texas A&M ranked 10, were their key wins that they absolutely needed to give their resume any type of girth, any type of pause, any type of relevance on a national landscape. And for them to drop both, even after a national championship appearance, I don't think they overcome this.
Yeah, no, definitely don't. Sorry, Notre Dame fans. It's going to be another year of mediocrity. But, hey, it's college football. That's why we love it. We get to see teams that we don't even expect to make the playoffs, i.e. Boise State, because they look like crap since they lost Ash and Genty. That's neither here nor there. Another college football follow-up is near and dear to my heart. Coach Prime, DT, Coach Prime, DT, Coach Prime. We know your thoughts on the Shedeur situation and even the Shiloh situation, but we haven't even addressed, I guess you could say, the elephant in the room. Prime time. Do you think he's lost the magic, or do you think he can recapture that magic from a couple years ago?
Coach Prime had it good with the Heisman Trophy winner and number 1 overall recruit, and what I think and still think was a first round talented quarterback. He had it good to have that as his start to his Colorado tenure. But right now, man, it's losing to Houston, even though it was on the road. You lost by double digits, 36-20. You lost to Georgia Tech. That one was closer. But Georgia Tech, I have a lot of respect for Georgia Tech, but you still lost to them by 7. I don't know if he can get to garner the momentum that he had in getting Travis Hunter and to get another elite talent like Travis Hunter was. I just don't understand what the holdup is for playing Juju Lewis. I don't get why you don't just play him. Like what do we like? You skip over Lewis to play the third string guy? Like, I mean that didn't make any sense to me. And even if the guy was a program guy, that's cool, that's great. But what are you gonna do when if Lewis leaves in the portal? You're not gonna have nobody. And how you gonna get another top tier talented quarterback or any level recruit to come there if the roster's empty like it is?
Mm-hmm.
And you also not going to play them as freshmen because they just going to point to Juju Lewis and say, "Hey, you didn't play him. Why are you going to play me?" So I think it might be slipping away. And if I had to put a number on it, and I think that Coach Prime will be out of coaching football in about 2 to 3 years, and I'm more so leaning towards 2, partially because of what's going on with Colorado right now, but mainly because his health concerns that he's having back to back, which I wish him nothing but the best with those. But is he gonna want to go through that struggle of having to put together a program and build a program while also dealing with these health struggles that he has? I'm sure he wants to enjoy the remainder of his life and have a good quality of life and be able to do things with his children and just vacation and relax and enjoy the fruits of his labor. Does he really want to be in Colorado building a program? And I don't know. And if he's not winning at Colorado, he's not really going to get another big time job. That's how this works. Is if you're not taking your team to a bowl game, winning 10 games in the season, the SEC and the ACC are not going to call. That's just how that works.
Yeah, no, definitely agree with that there. It's sad to hear, but yeah, I do lean towards a couple years as well. Mostly mine is because of the health concerns and the stress that the rigor of this puts on his body when it comes to recruiting, like you said, managing the media. Because the media, everybody loves Prime except the media. Media hates Prime. And then like you said, he may just want to enjoy his 2 children that went to the NFL. Hopefully, one of them gets back to the NFL. We don't know what Shiloh's doing, but hopefully, Shiloh gets back to the NFL. His one kid when in the NFL, Shador, when he actually gets to play, and then he has a grandson now. He has a grandson with his oldest daughter, and then he has another daughter who's I think she's going to be a senior this year. I may be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Huddle Buddies, but and he has another daughter coming up through college. So yeah, I think he wants to go ahead and enjoy his life, and the health concerns and the stress that Colorado's putting on his body, I don't think is going to last. And it's sad to say that because the media is going to eat that up. The media is going to say, oh, he couldn't do it. He's losing. He couldn't do anything without Travis Hunter. Like Shador wasn't part of the reason that Shador almost got his whole receiving corps drafted.
Yeah.
So just to say that, and people don't put the respect on the Sanders name, so it's sad to hear. We all know the agenda. The Huddle Buddies, we may sound like Sanders fanboys over here, but sometimes people gotta just step back because you can't change anybody's mind, DT. But sometimes people just gotta step back and just look at the truth. Shador Sanders is a good player. It is what it is. He slid. It is what it is. Do I think he's better than Joe Flacco right now? No. I do think Joe Flacco needs to be the starter for another couple weeks, which is a whole nother topic. I don't think Dylan Gabriel's ready. You get him out there, he's going to get shredded, lose confidence, and he's going to become a shell. We don't want that. And Shador, you get out there, you just got to deal with his Caleb Williams struggle. He's going to try and be Superman and bump his head. So I do think that Sanders, back to the, I digress. Back to the original topic, I do think Sanders, like you said, has 2 years, and then Colorado's going to be a free agent game, and they're going to be trash again, like they were before he came. I don't see them even keeping like all of the all-star cast of coaches they have. Warren Sapp's definitely going to go somewhere. He's probably going to be Miami's defensive line coach. I can see that. Yeah, even their offensive coordinator, who I think is not good. That's neither here nor there.
Pat Shurmur, I think it is.
Yeah, Pat Shurmur. He a little too outdated. But yeah, I think he becomes a coach somewhere else. So yeah, Colorado is going to regress into mediocrity, and Primetime retires in 2 years.
It's like we know Nostradamus, right? We have a segment that says, hey, Bengals might be wasting Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's career. Hall of Fame careers. And what happens? Joe Burrow. Oh, no. Let's in between there, we caught some flack on social media.
Oh, yeah.
We had some folks telling us, oh, we was capping. Oh, that's a bad take, horrible take. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. On cue, Joe Burrow scrambling for his life. Turf toe. Out till Christmas.
If not longer.
So hey, I love Joe Burrow. I like watching him play. I appreciate the fight he plays with when he plays. But we couldn't be more right about what we had to say. Offensive line let him down on that snap. He's scrambling out there. I think before he gets tackled on this specific play, he made 2 or 3 defenders miss. And then finally succumbs to all the pressure. I mean, how many guys can get beat on one play? That's what I want to know. And we still talk about the same thing. The Bengals can't block. Bengals can't play defense. So what do you think? Are we right on our thoughts about Joe Burrow?
DT, man. Huddle buddies. And all the other people who watch this podcast. I hate to say I told you so, but God darn it, we told you so. The Bengals were an accident waiting to happen. I'm so sad and so disheartened to see that it's Joe Burrow, but we knew this would happen. The O-line, DT called this a year ago when they drafted Amarius Mims, the Georgia tackle. Great talent, but he's injury prone. And they haven't added a single notable alignment that I can think of since. So for you to have a top 5 starting quarterback every year if he plays behind a last in the league offensive line, what do you expect? What do you expect? I don't think the Bengals need a new coach. I don't think the Bengals need a new GM. I don't even think they need new management. The Bengals need a new owner. They need somebody who's actually going to spend top dollar to put someone around Joe Burrow to give him help and block. Like you said, DT, they're wasting their prime. Two things got to happen. They either got to get up out of there or someone else has to make a change for the Bengals. And it's sad to see all of these owners ruin the NFL like this and ruin great franchises. Cowboys. Oh, I slipped. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on the DT. Do hope Joe Burrow gets better. This injury, guys, by the way, turf toe is a very violent injury. It's torn ligaments in the toe. So I do hope he recovers. DT, no one has come back the same year they have gotten turf toe. So all of these people saying 3 months, I don't know.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's a very. Do Brock Purdy have turf toe, or is it something else with his foot?
I think his maybe plan. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to lead you astray here, but let me see. It's not plantar fasciitis, is it?
I thought it was turf toe. I thought I heard mentioned that it was turf toe. Maybe not the same severity, but
he had it's a toe injury. He describes turf. Oh, a variant of turf toe. So yeah, it's grade 2. Joe Burrow's is grade 3. Grade 2, Purdy's turf toe is a grade 2 sprain. Joe Burrow's turf toe, let me see here. Joe Burrow's turf toe, God, is a grade 3 tear.
Damn. Tear, not even sprain, but tear, and a grade 3.
The severity of grade 3 designation means that ligaments in his big toe were completely torn. This is the most severe level of turf toe injury and requires surgery. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. What's worse, the Colts handling of Andrew Luck, or the Bengals handling of Joe Burrow? What's worse at this point? What's worse? They was getting Andrew Luck blasted.
Yeah.
For years.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck fall, he was holding the ball, but they was getting his ass blasted. So which was worse?
It's still up there with Andrew Luck. I mean, they say history repeats itself.
Yeah.
And boy, is it repeating itself now. Because another generation talent, like you said, we got to stop saying that word. We got to come up with a new word, DC. We can't keep saying generation talent. But another great quarterback career is being wasted. And dang, that's a good comparison because this is an Andrew Luck-esque situation. They surrounded Andrew Luck with crap, and they booed him when he retired mid-game in the preseason because he had another season in the injury. This is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's second season injury?
Yeah. Where he missed significant. Oh, no, third.
Third.
Because the wrist, the knee, and now the toe injury.
Yeah, man. I just hope his will is strong. I hope he has a strong will because eventually the injuries didn't get to Andrew Luck. A lot of people like to say, oh, his body was torn up. No, the injury didn't get to Andrew Luck. It's just a recovery process.
Mm-hmm.
You recover all year to get back to normal the next year, and you lose another season.
Yeah.
That starts to wear on you mentally, guys. Exactly. It's still Andrew Luck for me, especially because he was in my time period and I seen the greatness in Andrew Luck. A lot of the young bucks don't know nothing about Andrew Luck, but that he's a Civil War impersonator. But Andrew Luck was that guy. He was that guy. There's no way around it.
He have a generational talent.
Yeah, we can actually say that. You talk about Josh Allen before Josh Allen. He can run. He can definitely toss it. It was a different time period. He liked to lower his shoulder.
He was crash out level.
Yeah.
When he was running the ball, he was crashing. He was taking a lot of shots.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a different time period. You could definitely tell it was a different time period because you know you had Cam Newton back then who was taking shots. RG3 wants to know how to take a shot. Yeah, different time period. I still think it's Andrew Luck over Joe Burrow. Great comparison. Who do you think? What do you think is the worst situation?
Andrew Luck was bad, dog. Bad. But I would say that the Bengals is worse because some of that, about 30%, maybe even more, some of that Andrew Luck was doing to himself.
Yeah.
Between holding it and trying to run over linebackers. Some of that he was doing to himself. And then on the other side, Joe Burrow just trying to survive out there.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow just trying to survive.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, bro. Like, if you could put a what they call a compilation together of the times. Like, Joe Burrow has a highlight tape where literally, if you take, like, he has a highlight tape about 10 minutes long where he's making rushers miss and throwing darts. You could just put a plays together for 10 minutes of not clean pockets, not just Joe Burrow making rushers miss that are terribly blocked and throwing darts downfield. And that's crazy. And so I just think they it's been long overdue for them to get that guy some help. They're just wasting his career. And that's all that has to be said about it.
I agree.
But since we're throwing around the generational word, and we finally come to that moment in the conversation, it's time to talk about Arch Manning and DJ Lagway. And for that matter, there's a whole other host of guys. Your Nikos, your Bryce Underwoods. But specifically, let's talk about Arch Manning and DJ Lagway. Arch Manning, the first perfect recruit since Quinn Ewers. It's only been 3 perfect rated recruits in all of time. Ironically enough, all 3 went to Texas. Those being Vince Young, Quinn Ewers, and Arch Manning. DJ Lagway, former Gatorade National Player of the Year. This past week, though Arch Manning threw for 4 touchdown passes and 1 interception against San Jose State, it wasn't looking pretty in the beginning. It was looking a lot like Ohio State and a lot like UTEP. And DJ Lagway, at this point, national news, 5 interceptions. 5 of them things. 33 for 49 and just 1 touchdown, which was a hell of a touchdown we'll get into. Both of these guys are considered to be generational talents. They're supposed to be program-changing guys. Their fan bases thought they were going to go straight to national championship, win a Heisman, all those things. And right now, it looks like both guys, if they were named some other name, it looks like they would be struggling to keep their jobs right now.
Yeah.
And so what do you think? Are we too quick as a football fan, as a football community, to bestow the label generational talent on guys? Or is it apropos? Because to me, specifically with Arch Manning, I don't see any generational. And I'm a Texas fan. I see good. I see solid quarterback, but I don't see Lamar Jackson. I don't see Josh Allen. I don't see Andrew Luck for that matter.
Yeah.
I don't see the passing efficiency of Joe Burrow. I don't see Aaron Rodgers in arm angles. I'm not seeing what makes him different than any other college level quarterback that would be starting at an SEC or Power 4 at this point school. And the same thing with DJ Lagway. 1 good pass, but 5 interceptions. So what do you think?
I think I'm going to tackle this 2 different ways. Are we throwing a word around the word generational talent too loosely? Yes, but that's just the generation we live in. A lot of words are overused.
Yeah.
Now, to that point, I was kind of on the Arch hype. Now, I wasn't completely on the Arch hype like these fans were.
I was on the Arch hype.
I was to an extent, I was to an extent. I wasn't like, oh, he's going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. But I did think that he was going to be better than Quinn Ewers. And it seems like with every game, I go from he's better than Quinn Ewers. Yeah, I think he's better than Quinn Ewers. He may be better than Quinn Ewers. I hope next game ain't. He's not even Quinn Ewers. I hope the next game isn't that because his performance against UTEP, University of Texas El Paso, this man threw for 44% completion percentage. 114 yards. I'm reading the stats right now. 11 for 25 completions, 1 passing TD, 1 interception. His QBR was 26
against, fucking UTEP.
At some point, guys, we gotta wake up and smell. We gotta wake up and smell the coffee. I'm one of them. This is turned from a podcast to an AA meeting. It's tough. We each got our own art story about what we showed in those 2 years that made us believe in him.
Yeah.
And then our habit just got a hold of us and it ran away with us.
Sip too much Kool-Aid.
Way too much Kool-Aid. And right now, we find out this Jim Jones Kool-Aid. I'm feeling real faint. That's that generation talent Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do think we're throwing around that term very loosely. I still see more talent in Lagway than I see in Arch.
I agree.
It's just Lagway is a very raw prospect. Very raw prospect. And I have a bad experience with very bad prospects. I.e. the man who just got his job took by the Colts. Not by the Colts, by Daniel Jones. Another Florida quarterback. So, yeah, we're throwing around too loosely. Like I said, DT, we just got to come with our own term. We got to just start saying, I don't know. Huddle buddies, get in the comment section. Let us know. But, yeah, we're throwing around that term too loosely. These guys aren't them.
Yeah. In your opinion, you could give me maybe 1 or 2 guys from other positions, but give me about 2 or 3 from a quarterback perspective.
Okay.
What would have been generational talents to you?
So I'm gonna be honest with you, Huddle Buddies. Always been an NFL fan. Since Brett Favre days. When Brett Favre beat the Raiders, that's when I became a fan of the Packers.
Yeah.
I fell off the college football bandwagon when it comes to watching them after USC lost to Vince Young. That hurt my heart. Mind you, this is when we're playing youth ball. Pop Warner. I was DYFL. So everybody wanted to be Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart.
Yeah.
So, I fell off. But as of recently, come out of college, you said quarterbacks. I didn't think Lamar was a generation talent. Josh Allen, I've seen it. I can say I've seen it. But he was a raw prospect. And like I said, I have a very, very scary track record with raw prospects, especially just arm power prospects. Mind you, I grew up in the Bay Area. We had Jamarcus Russell, generational arm talent prospect, who was Jamarcus Russell. Enough said. I don't think people understand how much of a talent merchant or a talent believer Al Davis was when he drafted Darius Hayward-Bay because he was fast. Neither here nor there. So, yeah, I think Josh Allen, I'm going to come from an NFL perspective when I first seen it. I didn't think Jordan Love had the talent he did, but Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, when I first seen him throw, no homo, but that ball is just so pretty in the air. It's just so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Great generational talent. Dang, this is a good question, DT. Let me think about it. You say your generation talents, and I'm going to think about it.
For me, I would agree Josh Allen was the one we both probably agree on. But I would also say Lamar Jackson was definitely a generational talent. Like the same way Mike Vick was from another generation.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people, maybe not a majority, but a lot of people would say that Lamar Jackson in college was better than Michael Vick. And everybody agrees that Mike Vick was a generational talent. So another guy I put on there on that list, and we're just trying to define what generational should look like. Kyler Murray.
Yeah, okay. I like that.
Kyler Murray was phenomenal, both in high school and in college. his ability to do the things that he was able to do was exceptional. Then getting to other positions, man, when you see Adrian Peterson,
Yeah,
when you see Adrian Peterson run,
he's the
when you
benchmark.
see when you see a Calvin Johnson in college,
Oh, we
Calvin Johnson at Georgia Tech.
we can go wide receivers. We can go
Yeah.
wide receivers.
And so like and I think what they all have in common in defining what it means to be generational
Mm-hmm.
in the canvas of the football game, they have an explosion to them, right? Like something that as a watcher of football, you've seen every football fan's probably seen 1,000 games. But something about what that guy is doing right then and there is something that you haven't seen before.
Yeah,
In that package, maybe in that height, in that weight, and at that position, you have not seen that before, right? And so I feel like all those guys I just mentioned and you just mentioned, I can think of a pass Josh Allen threw while he was at Wyoming. I can't remember who it was against, but I know he was at home this particular night, and he threw this post route. Like it was like maybe on a 30-yard line going into the end zone for a touchdown.
mm-hmm.
And it was an absolute frozen rope. It was an absolute frozen rope. And it was just perfectly on pass, perfectly pinpointed, absolute dime, thrown at 110 miles an hour. And right then and there, I said, yep, I ain't seen much Josh Allen, but that's what we're looking for. And I knew when I saw Kyler Murray, because I'm from Texas, and so I saw Kyler Murray play in high school. I knew seeing Kyler Murray. I saw Kyler Murray for the first time at Cowboy Stadium. This is what it was called at that time, warming up for a playoff game, a high school playoff game. And bro was practicing. You know how they do the little like against air, 11 on air, and they practicing the zone read. Bro was shaking air. He was juking air. Right then and there, before the game even started, I knew generational. And so it has to look and feel different, right? Like nothing you've never seen before. And
Yeah.
for me, all those guys, Arch Manning, DJ Lagway, Nico Amilao Eva, whoever you pronounce it,
Nico
none of those
Amaliva.
guys give me that feeling. And if they have that talent, though, and I know all those guys are young players, but if they
Yeah.
have that talent, it'll pop off the screen for you instantly the moment they hit the field.
I
It
agree.
won't take till they're draft eligible. We were talking about Drake May, who I wouldn't put in that conversation, but we were talking about Drake May on a less talented North Carolina team his sophomore and before, like 2 years before he was eligible to come out. We were talking about Drake May. And so I don't think those guys fit that bar. And if I was to put a label and definition on the bar, it has to pop out at you that this is something you've never seen. And if they're not meeting that level, I think that I don't think that's a generational talent. And therefore, these guys aren't.
I agree. Generational talent, and this may be a good thing that I couldn't think of a lot of generational talents, because a generational talent means just that, once in a generation. There's a once in a generation player who can run and pass the ball. There's a once in a generation player who has the strongest arm in the league, who throws a pretty deep ball consistently. Because you can pull up some highlights from every quarterback in the NCAA, and they threw a pretty deep ball every once in a while. But that person who throw that deep ball and it's on the money almost every time, I would say almost like a Russell Wilson deep ball.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson is not a generational talent, but since he's got in the NFL, and I don't know how he was at Wisconsin, right?
Wisconsin.
He wasn't at Wisconsin.
State, but he finished at Wisconsin.
Okay. Yes, I don't know if he threw that deep ball at Wisconsin, but in the NFL, it got real pretty. It got real pretty where the moon ball, where it's either going to draw a flag or it's going to land in the bucket. So I think it's good that we struggle to find generational talents, because it's just that. Us throwing around generational talent, there was like 20 generational talent quarterbacks in the NCAA at the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
You had Nico
included in that list.
You had Nico, you had Dylan Raiola, you had Arch, you had DJ Lagway, you had Lenore Sellers. How you generational and you in the same generation?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right.
So yes, I think we're using that word too loosely. I think the media should wake up and stop using that word and just say he's a great player or he had a great season.
A great talent.
Great talent.
High
Because
potential.
Sunshine, my boy NFL Sunshine, he had a great freshman year in college. Great freshman year. I would say that freshman year was generational. What he did with Clemson, winning the national championship, but that year was generational. The player wasn't generational.
Yeah. I mean, you can say the same thing about Jameis.
Yes.
Heisman year. 30 for 30. In the league. 30 picks, 30 touchdowns.
Hey man. Side note, if he goes to the Bengals, he may break that. He may go 50-40.
Damn.
He may go show him time numbers 50-50.
Yeah, that's who we need to be the backup for next. Well, I like Jake Browning, but that would be a good spot for him to be a backup. He would definitely get some starts with Joe Burrow ahead of him.
He would be Chaplin just like he is in New York. They sent that lineman who had 4 penalties over to him to get talked to.
Yeah, I think he talked to somebody else too later in the game. I can't remember who, but yeah. Speaking of generational, we have to talk about the dynasty of our era. Is the case closed? Who was responsible for those Super Bowls? Was it Tom or was it Bill? Brady or Belichick?
I hate that you snuck this in here.
Brady or Belichick?
The hair on the back of my neck just stood up. You know how much I despise this man.
Let me give you some stats. Tom was asked to leave New England, turned the Buccaneers into Super Bowl champion in his first season. The Buccaneers, before Tom Brady got there, hadn't been to an NFC Championship game since 2003 when Warren Sapp was there. Bill, without Brady, 29-48. His only playoff appearance, I believe, was a Buffalo Bills blowout. At UNC, ECU and Sonny Dykes handed him his lunch. 48-14, I think. His only wins on the year as the University of North Carolina head coach, with all the baggage that he's brought to the program, his only wins are against Charlotte and Richmond. What are your thoughts?
It's still Tom Brady just system quarterback, number one. I'm going to go ahead and put it there. I feel like Belichick has a great system that works for certain players. I do feel like in the Belichick, what kills me is in the Belichick aspect, we fail to realize how old he is and how much football he's coached through. And when I say that, that's not a good thing. Because at some point, it's like rappers. I'm not trying to hear a 40-year-old talk about getting bodies, doing drugs. You're 40, on somewhere. Belichick, you should have went on somewhere. You've been coaching since before the 90s, before we was born, me and DT.
Yeah.
There's a whole generation, a whole 2 generations probably. But I'm gonna just say a whole generation because I'm gonna be leaning to, I believe, what's the generation before Alpha, Beta, whatever they are. It's a whole generation that didn't even know you coached for the Browns and the Jets.
Yeah. Damn. That's facts.
It's a whole generation that don't know that some of the brightest minds in college football and NFL came from up under you. That the greatest football coach of all time, Nick Saban, came from up under you. So this is around one thing I'm realizing about college football after 2 years of getting back into it. Y'all hype the shit out of everything, bro. If a maggot touch grass, that maggot gonna be the greatest quarterback coach of all time. Bill Belichick ain't showed us nothing in years. But by the time he went to UNC was ready to claim victory, national championship, everything.
Yeah.
So I do still think Bill Belichick is the reason for that Patriots dynasty. And it's not because he had a great quarterback. You also have to realize this man came back from 28-3. And it wasn't just Brady. That defense locked up. And who was leading that defense as the coach? Who made the adjustments? Who seen with it? Don't get me wrong. I do know Atlanta murdered themselves a little bit too. we're not gonna act like, oh, Atlanta's like, we faced the greatest coach and the greatest. We got all Atlanta players talking about, we faced the greatest coach and the greatest quarterback all time. Man, 28-3. Y'all need y'all ass beat. Every single one of y'all.
And Shanahan still hasn't won the big one.
So, yes, I still think Belichick is the reason for it. It's just like an old rapper. It's time for him to go. Y'all can't, y'all. It's like y'all telling, not to go into politics, but it's like we believe Joe Biden will be a good president when he like 40, when he like what he like 104 now.
No, come on, bro. I think he's in his 80s, 80, 87, 80, 86, let's call it.
And the Democrats don't come after me because, you know, I don't believe in none of that. I believe in the best candidate for the job. Bill Belichick was the best candidate for the job. It got to be an age limit. DC, it got to be an age limit on some of these jobs. It got to be. And that's in politics and sports. If you over a certain, the only coach that I have seen in the NFL and college who is still relevant and old.
Pete Carroll?
Yeah, Pete Carroll. I was thinking, Pete Carroll. And that's because Pete Carroll be running like 18 miles a day. Pete Carroll is an energy bunny. God bless him. God has blessed him. But we got to start putting age limit on these coaches, DT. We got to.
Yeah.
But that's my spiel.
Don't filibuster. Put a percentage on it. What percentage was Tom? What percentage was Bill?
I'm going to say 70-30.
Who get the 70? Belichick.
And we're not going to say Belichick don't get 70 when Belichick done got Jimmy Garoppolo big contract. Belichick done got, what's that other quarterback who was RP the man? Was he was the dude who got a big contract with the Texans.
Mallett.
But Ryan Mallett, yeah, RP Ryan Mallett. But Ryan Mallett, yeah. But that Belichick has led, you know, quarterbacks without Brady. It's just he's just too old. So I'm gonna say 70-30. I'm gonna say 70-30. And even the Buccaneers championship, I still put Brady at 30, which is not okay. Yeah. I hope he's alive and well. Sorry, Jay Clocker. But yeah, 70-30. Even the Buccaneers, I put Brady at 30. He had a good cast around him. And that's not to say 30 ain't a respectable thing. What other quarterback in NFL history you think is 30% of their team's wins? Championships, I say. Yeah,
I feel that. And it's hard that's a very reasonable response overall. Because there's 22 guys out there playing, not counting the special teams guys. You know, coaching staff, every position, every offense, defense, special teams. There's a lot of things that go into it. But I think the thing specifically that seals Bill's legacy is the fact that Tom Brady literally went to a team that hadn't been to an NFC Championship game since 2003 and won a Super Bowl with them instantly. Instantly turned him into a Super Bowl champion. That's number one. Number two is without Tom, and by the way, Bill pushed Tom out. So it wasn't like Tom got old and the organization didn't want him. Bill pushed him out against Kraft's wishes and desires and all those types of things. Pushed him out for Mac Jones and for a first round quarterback. They didn't know at the time it was going to be Mac Jones. And he went 29-48 and only one playoff appearance. I don't think you can overcome that, bro. I don't think you can overcome that. And not to mention what's going to ultimately be what I think is a lackluster college run with North Carolina. And so Bill before Tom Brady and Bill after Tom Brady, as great of a defensive mind as he is and was, you know, his record is what it is. Most recently in the NFL, 29-48. That's a lot of games. That's 4 seasons worth of games.
It's just old, man. He was old at that point. How old is Bill Belichick? I feel like he almost 90. 73.
That ain't 90.
Damn near. What's I gotta see his NFL stats. They keep showing his dang girlfriend. That's the sad part about it. That he more known for some BS to this new generation than his greatness. Than what he has been to football as a whole.
Yeah.
His philosophies, who he inspired.
This modern era has impacted football more than those two people, Tom Brady and and Bill Belichick.
That one person. Fuck Brady.
At this point, you got to get him. I hate Tom Brady too, but at this point, you got to get a man his credit.
No, I don't.
Okay?
I don't.
An argument can be made that you could use the word that he carried the New England Patriots to 6 Super Bowls. The argument can be made.
You're not gonna ruin my childhood and give respect. I'm sorry. You're not. You just not. My fault. Let me pref that. I respect Tom Brady. I always have respected Tom Brady. I respect his career. So you're not gonna ruin my childhood with your NFL career and give respect.
I agree with you. But what you cannot argue with, there is no defense for the fact that not only did he win 6 Super Bowls, okay, a couple of them have asterisks next to him. That's cool. That's fine. But then he goes and wins one with Tampa Bay, who again hasn't been to an NFC Championship game since 2003.
That roster, come on, man. Come on, that roster was insane.
It was. Absolutely it was. He picked the right team, and so did Peyton Manning. But we gave Peyton Manning his credit. It sealed
Hell no, I gave him no damn credit. That was Von Miller.
Yeah, but it sealed his Hall of Fame credentials, getting the second Super Bowl.
For some people.
Yeah, he was going to be in the Hall of Fame for me, regardless.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame for me, regardless. But for some people, it sealed it. That man didn't contribute nothing to that Super Bowl team. I'm sorry to say that. But he didn't contribute nothing to that Super Bowl team.
Because they haven't won one since. They didn't win one before. Since John Elway.
It's something about when you get an old nigga at quarterback and people want to start turning up and putting all key pieces around him instead of having a young generational talent, Joe Burrow, and saying, "Well, you got to put nothing around him. He gonna do it." Yeah. Joe Burrow. If we want to talk about percentage that the quarterback had on the team winning or going to the Super Bowl, Joe Burrow, I would say he had more than 30% when they went to the Super Bowl. I can honestly say that. I can honestly say that.
Now that's rude. That's rude and crazy. That you would give Joe Burrow more credit than Tom Brady in his Super Bowl runs.
1 billion%. 1 billion%. But credit don't count when you don't win, so that's why nobody talk about it.
Yeah, you're right about that. You are right about that.
Yeah, bro, let's go on to the next topic. Fuck Brady career. Brady was a respectable man. I respect you, Tom Brady, as a man, as an individual on the field. But your career, you ruined my childhood, so I won't ever forgive you, bro.
Hey. That's cool. He ruined a lot of people's childhood. I don't like Tom Brady. I hate Tom Brady. Not as a human, but as a football fan, watching him win 6, and as a Cowboy fan, I can't get none. I hate Tom Brady. And at the end of the day, bro got the 6, went to New England, and then went around and turned around, got 7. And so, get a man his flowers, get a man his credit. Let's leave it there.
Yeah.
Overreaction or real? The Chargers are going to run away with the AFC West.
As Carmelo would say, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. We all know, bro, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. Sorry, it's my leg. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid. They're going to find a way to find a way. I don't even think the Chargers going to win the division, to be honest with you. They may make the playoffs, they may make the wild card, but I don't even think they're going to win the division. Big overreaction. As Melo would say, fuck out of here. As the New Yorkers would say, fuck out of here.
It's hard to say run away with, but man, for the Chargers to be 2-0 and the Chiefs to be 0-2, even though it kind of counts but doesn't in terms of final standings and how they do the math on that, it's hard to overcome, in my opinion. You know, the Chiefs, I mean, they lost to 2 really good teams, the Chargers and the Eagles. So that's helping them. Everybody's not going to be the Chargers and the Eagles. But I don't know, man. It's hard. Like, this is why, just from what we just talked about, this is why there needs to be appreciation for what Bill Belichick and Tom Brady were able to do. They were able to rip off 10, 11 wins a year for felt like 20 years straight. The only time I can really ever remember them falling off was when Tom Brady went down with the knee injury, and it changed how football operated from that point forward. And you know,
I just feel like also That's that whole last generation. It's sad to say, but it got us stuck in our ways where we think the Browns gonna always be trash. Because what was impressive about the Patriots always winning damn near 11 games, and the Colts always winning damn near 11 games, and the Saints always winning damn near 11 games was how trash every year the Browns were, the Jags were. No matter who you put in that uniform, they was trash. So it's just like the last. That's why the NFL is so great, guys. Now it seems like they even the playing field. We don't know who's gonna make the playoffs sometime. I mean, we know who the top team is gonna be all the time, of course, and Ravens, but the great or the Packers. But the greatness of the NFL is that we got parity now. Because back in the day, when Tom Brady and Peyton Manning was running the NFL, how many playoffs did the Browns make?
Maybe one. I can't remember. I can't recall a time they did. Maybe I think.
How many playoffs did the Jaguars make?
They made to AFC Championship game, I believe.
Really? Oh, David Garrard?
No, not David. Maybe David Garrard too.
Or Leftwich.
They had Bortles. Didn't they make it to the AFC Championship that year?
Damn, did they make it with Bortles?
I think so.
Nah, that's crazy. Okay, I gotta put some respect on their name. But it was a lot of for them winning them 11 games every year. Those teams, it was a lot of trash teams too. It was the Bucks was trash back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, I ain't gonna say the Jets was trash. Even the Bills before they had Josh Allen, what were the Bills?
They wasn't good at all. They wasn't good at all. Josh Allen got them acting brand new up there. They got them acting brand new.
But so I don't know if
they act like they're not the team that lost 3 Super Bowls in a row.
And I don't know if to attribute every team's trashness. Even the Raiders, by the way. Remember, I grew up in the Bay Area. The Raiders was good for about 4 games every year, 4 dubs. But I don't know if we can contribute to that. I don't know if we can contribute those teams' trashness to Tom Brady and Peyton Manning's greatness, or contribute their. You know what I'm trying to say? Basically, did those trash teams hype up their greatness, or did their greatness just make them even asser?
Specifically with the AFC East, right? Dolphins, Jets, and Bills were all terrible during the New England Patriots dynasty.
Yeah.
Which gave them like instant division championships before the seasons even started.
Same with AFC South.
Yeah. For when Peyton Manning was there.
Yeah.
And so that's what put them right there competitively to each other. And, like that's why I don't think that what we saw with New England will ever be duplicated, because it was a perfect storm in many ways of the division being terrible and, them being decent enough to win 6 Super Bowls, if you can call that decent. Whereas take Kansas City, for example, their division, specifically this year, has gotten way more competitive than it was last year before, right? With the Chargers, who are now 2-0, we beat that like a dead horse, and the Broncos, who now have Sean Payton. Not to mention Pete Carroll and the Raiders, because they, not competing this year. Let's just put them on the back burner for now. But now it's a 3-horse race for the division.
Yeah.
And so New England and Tom Brady never really had that ever that I can think of, except for when they had Rex Ryan with the Jets. Now, he did break up a couple of them streaks. But other than that era of Rex Ryan, they had no competition in their division.
They were locked. So that's what I like about NFL. Teams not just going to lay down and be trash, bro. This ain't the NBA, bro. People ain't the Pistons.
Yeah.
The Pistons was good this year for the first time ever. But people ain't the Pistons. People ain't franchises that don't care, or basically just want to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But every franchise in the NFL that go to playoffs, the next year they automatically got Super Bowl aspirations, i.e. the damn Texans.
Yep. Not looking good. Speaking of playoffs, overreaction or real? The Colts can win a playoff game this year.
I went over this, DT. No. They're going to lose first round. They're going to pay Daniel Jones, and they're going to be sad for the next 2 years. That's it, and that's all.
Okay. Well, I think a playoff berth would be a good start for them. So
Definitely.
I'm gonna agree with you. I don't think they can win a playoff game. Depending on the matchup, they might be able to sneak away if somehow the Steelers make it in the back end of the wild card and the Colts are the division winner. I think maybe they can get the Steelers. I think that's about it. Maybe a Dolphins if they figure out a way to do it. I can see them getting them first round. But outside of those two teams, I can't see a team that they could beat handily that's a playoff team in the AFC.
At
So
all.
yeah, all right. This next one I do so much bashing of this guy.
Mm-hmm.
What I feel like is warranted, and I just want to take this opportunity in the show to give the man his credit. Dak Prescott is playing at an MVP level. Overreaction or real? That wasn't a statement. It was a question, just for the record.
I didn't hear that question. Can you say that question one more time?
Overreaction or real? Dak Prescott is playing at an MVP level.
Oh, damn. The audio caught out again. Who playing on MVP level?
Is this thing on? Overreaction or real? Is Dak Prescott, Dak Dakota Rain Prescott, meaning playing quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, playing at an MVP, most valuable player, playing at an MVP level?
I almost brought chill in my heart, DT. Never thought you would say that.
Damn. Look how
Yeah,
far
he's playing at MVP level. I've been saying this since
no
before
cap,
we.
no cap. Don't start capping. Don't start
No.
capping.
I said this year. I said this year. He's gonna throw for 4,000 yards, between 35 and 45 TDs. But he's not winning MVP because they're not gonna win.
Yeah.
Every game gonna be a shootout like they did against the Giants. And it's gonna have to be. Because that defense ain't guarding nothing. Bro, the Giants lost that game not because the Cowboys defense. The Giants lost that game because what the heck was that throw at the end of the game?
Yeah.
Who was he throwing to?
Fuck it. Neighbors down there somewhere.
Literally. And we say that as a joke. We say that as a joke, guys. He just throw the ball. He just throw the ball. He just throw the no. Russell Wilson legit said, I know. I seen my boy running the street, and then fuck it. I'm gonna throw the ball. He gonna run to that spot. No, bro. That's not how it works, bro.
He went to the well one too many times.
Bruh.
And then, bro, what made it worse is that homeboy, I can't think of his name, number 6 for the Cowboys. Can't think of his name. His name is escaping me right now. But the safety was just sitting underneath the ball, camping for the football on the pick. It was like a punt return. It's like
That was the problem.
The screen. And he was just sitting there waiting on it. Pick. Oh my God.
And thought he was good.
Good for me, but bad for them.
Yeah,
man.
Every game gonna be like that for Dak. Every single game gonna be like that for Dak. Donovan Wilson.
Donovan Wilson. My bad, Dono. My bad. My apologies. Dono, you was waiting on that pick. I mean, your secondary, not you specifically, but secondary got cooked the whole game. So
whole game.
Yeah. Let me give my man some credit real quick. This is hard for me. I wouldn't say that I'm a Dak hater, but I feel like Cowboys Nation sipped the Kool-Aid on Dak way too often, and I feel like even coming off the Tony Romo experience, I see Dak for what he is based on my Tony Romo experience, right? And so, however, like you mentioned, what you had said in the preseason, I mentioned that Dak gonna have to play perfect football all year to be able to even compete and win games. And to this point, he has done exactly that. He has played perfect football all the way through, both in the Eagles game and in the Giants game. If CeeDee Lamb catches those passes, the Cowboys might win by 2 scores. At least 10. Right? And in the Giants game, yeah, he had that one interception, but man, it was a dude in his lap about to sack him. So, is what it is. Outside of that throw, over these first 2 games, he's played perfect. Mm-hmm. How many big time throws? I think PFF does a stat. We don't have it today. Might have it for next week. How many big time throws did he make in these 2 games? Incredible amount. Incredible. And so Dak Prescott, man, you're playing your ass off. If I had an MVP vote, you would get mine right now. I just want you to know that. And I will give everybody their credit when they deserve it. And I'm that type of guy. And you deserve your flowers for your week 1, week 2 performance. Don't make me regret this shit. Please don't. Please don't. Because if you make me regret this shit, Dak Prescott, I'm never going to give it to you again. So don't make me regret it. But good shit these first 2 weeks. You're making me cry at home. Good shit. Good shit. You're playing your ass off. And I appreciate you because you're absolutely carrying the Dallas Cowboys.
Literally.
So thank you, Dak. I'm giving you a credit. And I'm going to stop talking now because I don't want you to put me in a position where I got to come back next week or the week after and scorn you. So
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. You'll get your first MVP. All right. Now. Coming around the corner for the show this week. A little fantasy impact. Some betting angles we got for you guys. Marshon.
Okay.
How do you feel about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins now that Joe Burrow is hurt? Think it's time to ship him? They could T. Higgins specifically think he still starts in most people's lineups?
I say, yeah, you start T. Higgins. I'm not the highest on him. He probably gonna get you about 8 points, which, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. But definitely, if you can ship T. Higgins today for a bag of chips, some Doritos to be specific, I would do it. Yeah, T. Higgins, I don't see a lot of high upside. Bro, probably gonna be wide receiver 15 on the year fantasy. Even lower than that, I'd probably say wide receiver probably between 17 and 20. About 8 points a game upside with Browning. Jamar Chase is still a big piece. As you can see, Browning hyper targeted him last game. Man had 14 receptions. He gonna get the ball. Jamar Chase gonna get the ball. And Jamar Chase gonna make plays. So I say, but if you can trade him for a big haul, you probably ain't gonna be able to trade him for no Lamar Jackson. But if you can trade him for a big haul, I'm gonna say a Derrick Henry, someone like that. Wide receiver side of things, I don't think you're gonna get nobody the greatest. Wide receiver's not even looking the greatest this year. Yeah, if you could trade him for Derrick Henry, I would, but definitely keep Jamar. My final thoughts is keep Jamar. Trade T. Higgins now. Trade T. Higgins tomorrow. Trade T. Higgins yesterday. Trade him.
Damn.
That's how I feel about that. Our next one is Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is going to start on my fantasy team till he showed me otherwise. Because I was one of those dudes who had Baker Mayfield last year. I was one of those dudes who had Baker Mayfield last year and only started him a third of the season. And Baker Mayfield turned out to be a top 5, top 3 quarterback fantasy-wise last year. So I am now of the mindset of start a man until he shows you otherwise. So Daniel Jones, yes, start him unless you have a better option at backup, i.e. Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or someone like that. If you got them, definitely 1,000,000,000% start him over Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had 11 points last game. My man gonna get you a tush push, but he ain't gonna pass for no touchdowns. The way Danny Dimes is slinging that thing and running that thing, and come on, man. He may turn into the next Baker Mayfield this year. So I'm saying start Daniel Jones and DJ Moore.
For me, they not getting him the ball enough, man.
Thank you.
Like I thought that DJ Moore was gonna be Ben Johnson's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
And they feel like they struggling to get him the ball. And I feel passionately about this because I got him on my roster on multiple fucking teams. And they refuse to treat him like a wide receiver 1. They want to throw the ball to every damn body else.
Wrong with Moore.
And then the time that Caleb Williams do throw it to him, I mean, he was up the sideline, butt naked. What Caleb Williams do? Put the shit in the nachos. He just all the way out, just uncatchable, just all the way in the back of the fucking stands. Then what he do? A few plays later, DJ Moore running the dig, wedges his ass between a corner and a safety. Splat. DJ Moore doesn't play another damn snap. It's been just shit. We can't win for lose. It's time to ship DJ Moore. Caleb Williams don't know what he's doing with the Ferrari. It's time to ship him. That's what I think. What you think?
I agree. I don't have faith in DJ Moore since he joined the Bears, to be honest with you. And that's not because I'm a Packers fan, kind of because I'm a Packers fan. But also because he hasn't had any consistency with people throwing at him, to be honest with you. And like you said, I did think that's the thing that scared me most about Ben Johnson going to the Bears. I thought that he was going to copy the formula of the Lions and basically run DJ Moore like Amon-Ra St. Brown, have them big games. And I will say this, it's probably in Ben Johnson's playbook to do that. But he realizes his quarterback ain't Jared Goff. Ain't as efficient as Jared Goff. Ain't as great of a reader as Jared Goff. So he can't do that. I heard the broadcasters last game, they said that they lined DJ Moore up at running back in training camp sometimes. Play him like Debo. That'll be dope.
I think he can handle the wear and tear that Debo can handle. As a fantasy owner, I'm not trying to see that shit. I'm not trying to see that shit. You know, no. You might want that shit as a Bears fan, but as a fantasy owner, nah, we ain't trying to see that shit. No. Hell no. No. Keep your ass outside.
He can get a few touches on some tosses and stuff. It's creative ways to give him the ball.
I can't afford it. I can't afford a DJ. If I'm gonna keep him, if I'm holding him, I can't afford a DJ Moore injury. Hell no.
Man. But yeah, definitely ship him. His values may be lower than T. Higgins, I'm gonna say.
You'd rather have T. Higgins right now than DJ Moore right now. Even with Jake Browning as starter till Christmas.
No, I'm lying. I'd rather have DJ than that's a little too far. It's just the way Jake Browning.
I don't know because Jake Browning, I mean, he's got starts. Like, we got a good sample size on Jake Browning because Joe Burrow always hurt. He can operate their offense. He might be the best backup in the league, in my opinion.
You can say that he can operate his offense, but the way he hyper-targeted Jamar Chase, Browning is not playing for your fantasy points. I'm going to let y'all know that right now. My man playing for the win. He's going to get the ball to whoever he can to win, i.e. Jamar Chase. If Jamar Chase was an Android and available the whole game, Jamar Chase would have 30 fucking catches.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And that's what scares me about T. Higgins. I don't think Browning giving the ball like that.
Yeah.
So that's what scares me, but I'd definitely rather have DJ Moore than it's not by a lot, but I'd rather have DJ Moore than T. Higgins.
I feel it. And wrapping up, we got DT's hitters. We talk about our wins and our losses on this show. We don't duck no smoke. And so last week I had a recommendation. PrizePicks recommendation. I went 2 of 5. Mr. Rattler, he had, I think it was like 207 passing yards. That was a miss. Derrick Henry, I think he finished the game with 23 rushing yards.
Yeah.
That was a major miss. A catastrophic. And DK Metcalf, can't bet on him. He had 20 yards. I took the more on 66.5. Hey, it is what it is. Learn my lesson with those 3. I did hit, though, on Josh Jacobs. He had that tutty. And Dak Prescott, more than 245.5. And, against the Giants, that's an easy one. Cool, great, fine, fantastic. But I got another one for you. I got one every week for you. I think this one might work out for us. Tua. He just need 1 touchdown pass. The Bills gave up how many to the Ravens? Well, yeah, he can get that 1. He can get that 1. He gave up 4. They gave up 40 to the Ravens, and Tua can't get it 1 touchdown pass. He can get 1 for sure.
Just to give me
Daniel Jones, more than 206. Spencer Rattler could get 207. Daniel Jones can give me 207 against, I think it's the Titans that they play. They picked off everybody. That will be the most passing yards the Titans have given up all in the 2 games they played. I think they held both quarterbacks. I know they played Matthew Stafford 1 week. I think they held him like 175, and I can't remember the other guy. It was running the middle quarterback, nobody special, and they held him at like 156 or something like that. It might have been Bo Nix, I'm not sure. But long story short, I think Daniel Jones, he's hot. Let me take the more on that 206.5. Trevor Lawrence, less than 241.5 yards against the Houston Texans. I believe in the Houston Texans defense. I think they're ready for the Super Bowl. They got a strong secondary. I'm really high on their secondary. Their pass rush leaves a little bit to desire. I can tolerate that. Some run of the middle of the pack towards the top end of the pack pass rush. So I think they can hold Trevor Lawrence under 241. Devonta Smith. I've owned Devonta Smith in fantasy leagues multiple years. Bro don't hit them projections. He don't hit that shit. I don't know how he be getting 1,000 yards at this point. I don't even understand shit. I don't even understand how he be getting that. So they got him at 51.5 receiving yards against the Rams. Rams ain't really got no corners that I just highly recommend for anybody. But still, I know for a fact Devonta Smith not gonna hit that shit unless he get one deep pass. And then Puka Nacua, CeeDee Lamb gave the Eagles that work.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb gave the Eagles that work. McVay saw that shit. He watched that film. Puka look. They put that Devontae Adams out there for you. They had Devontae Adams at like 66 yards. That man ain't getting no 66 damn yards in that damn Walker. That shit not happening. Let me get that Puka Nacua. 76. I like that. CeeDee Lamb could have had 160. If CeeDee Lamb could get 160 against them, that's a division opponent. Puka can get 76 for sure. 77. So that's my 5. Tua, Daniel Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Devonta Smith, Puka Nacua. Play those with about $140 on $20. That's DT's 5 hitters for the week. Marshon, to close. What do you think about those 5 hitters?
And I like them. I like them all. The 2 ones again. Mm-hmm. Daniel Jones been hot, so I can see him way over 206.5, but that's still gonna be a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence just sucks. I don't even know how. I don't even want to disrespect the man with my thoughts. So yeah, he just sucks. Devontae Smith, like you said, how the heck does he hit 1,000 yards a season? I feel like injury-prone Chris Olave is more of a consistent target than Devontae. So definitely don't see that, especially in the offense. That's still a scary one because any day now the Eagles gonna decide to pull a Jim Harbaugh and pass the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And Puka for sure. Just barring any injuries, that boy gonna hit 76 yards. So I can see it. So I like your picks. Can't complain about any of them.
Yeah, appreciate that. We got to do our picks for week 3 real quick. We're going to go through it real fast. Mm-hmm. So, recapping week 2, you beat me by 1 game, and it was them damn Bears and Caleb Williams.
Trash.
You picked the Lions. I picked the Bears. Your record on the week last week was 13-2. Mine was 12-3. You beat me by 1 game. Week 3. First matchup. Dolphins at Bills. Who you got?
Bills easy.
Bills.
It's not even. That's not even
a discussion. It's not even a discussion. Jets at
Buccaneers. We should be betting on this is McDaniel's gonna keep his job through 8 games. That's what should be betting on.
After this game, you said
no through 8 games if he ain't fired or not.
I think they hold him. I don't think they fire him after 8 games. I really don't. A lot of people saying that. You're not the only person to say that. A lot of people are saying that he's gonna be the first coach to get fired this year. I don't think they pull the trigger. Not 8 weeks in.
At least he inspired my offense at NCAA. Jets, Buccaneers, Bucks. I gotta go with T. Baker. Baker made money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bucks here too. The Bucks are at home, 6.5-point favorite. I don't know if they cover that because Jets play
Definitely
the
don't.
Patriots. But I hear rumblings that Justin Fields is not going to be the starter, or at least on PrizePicks they had his backup. Like you could bet on his backup, which, in my opinion, may mean that they're going to start somebody else. But long story short, we both got Bucks. Colts at Titans.
Colts. And
Yeah.
they over the spread, over 3.5.
Okay, they beat the 3.5. Raiders at Commanders. Commanders both.
I'm gonna send you the meme afterwards. But they said ever since Jaden Daniels said that his grandma was Japanese, they said this is how you see it.
Yeah, we do not condone any racially motivated.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, cut that out. Anyway, Raiders at Commanders. Yeah, I'm going Commanders. And yeah, they definitely go over the spread.
You gonna cover the spread? Three and a
Yeah,
half
cover the spread.
points. Rams at Eagles. Eagles are the favorite.
Eagles cover the spread. These spreads are kind of light.
I gotta make up a game, and right now the Eagles not looking too hot. Let me take the Rams. All right.
That's a wild one, but all right.
Falcons at Panthers. Who you
This
got?
was your toss-up one that you could have just said the opposite of me. Dang, this is a hard one because they both.
Falcons. Let me take the Falcons. They look good. Bijan about to win the MVP.
Bro, did you see they red zone offense?
No matter.
They don't know what to run.
Carolina's offense, period. They ended hot, but Falcons.
They will come out and turn up. I'm still gonna go against my better nature though. Falcons too.
Yeah,
If you
Falcons.
lose, we lose. How about that?
Yeah. I think they cover the spread too. I think they can win by 6. I like that. Yeah, you get the point. Texans at Jaguars.
Texans. Fuck Sunshine. Texans.
At Jaguars, division game. Let me take Jaguars.
Wow.
I don't know, because that makes the Texans 0-3.
One of these games, CJ gonna. Not CJ. One of these games that offense gonna wake up. I just don't know which game.
Yeah. All right. Packers at Browns. You taking the Browns? 7.5?
I'm taking the Packers 43-3.
Damn. So you think they cover and beat the points total? That's crazy. Packers for me too. Steelers at Patriots.
I gotta go with my goat. Hey, Aaron. Yeah, Steelers.
I am betting on. I love Mike Tomlin as a head coach. I want him to do well, but I am betting on Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf not working out, and so I need a lot of losses for that to happen. I don't think they come today. Let me take the Steelers as well, just to be safe. Right. Bengals at Vikings. Now
That's a tough one. I'm gonna go JJ though. I'm gonna go JJ.
Okay. Let me take the Vikings. I feel more confident right this second in Jake Browning than I do JJ McCarthy. So I'm going Vikings.
Wait, you mean?
Oh, sorry, Bengals. Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You said who? Who
Vikings. I'm with the Vikings. Boy, that defense paper thin, bro. You don't think they gonna just run a damn ball 20,000 times?
They could, but I don't trust Adam Jones. You might trust Adam Jones because you
Jordan Mason.
Aaron Jones, excuse me.
Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason.
Nah. Bengals 3.5. Bengals TT. All right, and Broncos at Chargers.
Chargers. I think Chargers may go. Chargers gonna go 6-2 in the first 8 games.
Okay, I like that. I'll take Chargers too, just because they're at home and it's division and all those things. So Chargers for me too, and I do think they cover the 2.5. I think they win by double that. To be honest with you, Saints at Seahawks.
You're my Saints.
Oh,
Rattler. I get the rattlesnake.
I think you're gonna drop this game.
The rattlesnake, man.
All right. Cardinals at 49ers. This one, that's a shoot. But the 49ers are at home.
Winers.
So,
I'm going to go to Winers.
Yeah, me too. I think the Cardinals win the division, but I don't think they win that game. 49ers, Cowboys at Bear.
Boys. Give me the boys.
Yeah, it might be the one that it all comes together for them, but I hope not. Chiefs at Giants. Russell Wilson puts two together? 2 in a row?
Nah. Fudge around, man. Really, really fuck around. But nah, Chiefs. I got to go with my GOAT, Patty.
Lions at Ravens. They have the point total for this one at 52.5. It's the highest point total on the week.
And I think they meet it. I'm going to go Ravens.
Mm-hmm. I'll take Ravens too. I don't believe in the Lions, what they show up against the Bears. I got to see it against a playoff team for sure. And that's it. That's our picks for the week. All right, that's going to do it for today's episode of Bring the House Podcast. We hit everything from whether the Dolphins are in real trouble to Daniel Jones' redemption arc, and even asked the big one, was it really Tom or Bill in New England?
And don't forget, we gave you our week 3 picks. So we'll see who comes out on top next week.
If you enjoyed the show, hit the subscribe button, drop us a rating, and share it with a friend who loves football and debates just like us. And hey, don't miss the extra clips and content on YouTube, TikTok, and maybe even Instagram. Plus the live takes on Twitter and Twitch.
We'll be back next week for week 3 with more headlines, more debates, and of course, all that in a bag of chips. Damn, dog.
I don't want to get disrespectful.
They better just burn the page if you see his name. Why is it good for Dak, but it's not good for Justin Fields? Dak is a winner.
Cap. That's cap. Oh my God, bro. No, bro. I'm a Cowboy fan. I got Cowboy hats in the back. I got Cowboy t-shirts in the back. That's cap. And we not taking that.
We're back, Huddle Buddies. How y'all like that new name? Dak is a winner. Season-wise. In his season.
Season-wise.
Yeah. Yeah.
And OBJ is back. Watch. Going deep. Jamar Chase. He's got it.